When you think of prehistoric monsters, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's the T-Rex, right? Or maybe a pack of velociraptors. Dinosaurs have dominated our imaginations for decades, starring in movies and nightmares. But what if I told you that the age of dinosaurs was just one chapter in Earth's long, terrifying history? What if the creatures that came before, during, and after were even more bizarre, more ferocious, and frankly more nightmarish than any dinosaur? Today, we're diving deep into the fossil record to uncover the beasts that make a T-Rex look tame. These aren't your typical movie monsters. These are the real-life giants, assassins, and evolutionary oddities that once ruled our planet. From the darkest depths of the ancient oceans to the primordial forests, we're about to meet the creatures that prove nature's imagination is far more terrifying than ours. So forget what you know about prehistoric predators. Let's begin our journey. Our first stop is the Devonian period, around 380 million years ago, long before the first dinosaurs. The oceans were the planet's most dangerous place, and the apex predator was a fish unlike any other, Dunkleosteus. Picture a creature the size of a modern great white shark, but instead of teeth, its mouth was lined with massive, self-sharpening bony plates. These plates formed a guillotine-like beak that could snap with incredible force, estimated to be one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, ever. It could slice through anything, including the bony armor of other giant fish. Dunkleosteus was essentially a swimming, armored tank with a bone-crushing beak. Its fossilized head armor is truly a sight to behold, a relic of a time when fish were the undisputed kings of the world. Now let's fast forward to the Permian period and meet a creature whose fossils baffled scientists for decades, Helicoprion. This shark-like fish had a feature so strange, it seems like something from a surrealist painting, a spiral of teeth in its lower jaw, often called a tooth whorl. For a long time, paleontologists didn't know where this bizarre structure went. Was it on its nose? Its tail? It wasn't until recent technology allowed for detailed scans that we discovered the tooth whorl was inside its mouth, acting like a circular saw to slice through soft-bodied prey like squid. Imagine a shark attacking you with a buzzsaw in its jaw. Helicoprion was a true evolutionary experiment, a perfect example of nature's weird and wonderful solutions to survival. Leaving the water for now, let's explore the Cenozoic era after the dinosaurs went extinct. With the giant reptiles gone, new predators rose to take their place. In South America, these were the terror birds, officially known as Phorusrhacids. These were flightless birds standing up to 10 feet tall. They were fast, agile hunters with massive hooked beaks, sharp enough to crush bone and tear flesh. Think of an ostrich, but instead of a gentle herbivore, it's a relentless carnivore that hunts in packs. They chase down and dispatch their prey with devastating kicks and powerful pecks, ruling their continent for millions of years. They were the new apex predators on land. While terror birds were dominating South America, another strange mammal was roaming Asia and Africa, Platybelodon. This was an ancient relative of the elephant, but it looked very different. Its most striking feature was its lower jaw, which was elongated into a shovel-like shape with two flat tusks at the end. For years, scientists thought it used this shovel tusk to scoop up aquatic plants from swampy areas. It was like a living backhoe. The image of this bizarre elephant-like creature dredging rivers with its own built-in shovel is one of the strangest in prehistory. Platybelodon shows just how diverse and specialized the relatives of elephants once were. Speaking of strange mammals, let's meet Andrewsarchus. Living around 45 million years ago in what is now Inner Mongolia, this creature is known only from a single, enormous skull. But what a skull it is! Measuring nearly 3 feet long, it suggests that Andrewsarchus was the largest terrestrial mammalian carnivore that ever lived. Though it's often depicted as a giant wolf-like creature, its closest living relatives are actually hippos and whales. It likely had powerful jaws designed for crushing bone, making it a formidable scavenger or predator, possibly preying on the giant, rhino-like brontothers of its time. We may not have a full skeleton, but its colossal skull is enough to send a shiver down your spine. Now let's slither into the Paleocene epoch, about 60 million years ago, in the tropical rainforests of South America. After the dinosaurs' extinction, a new giant took over, Titanoboa. This was a snake of epic proportions. Estimated to be over 40 feet long and weighing more than a ton, it was the largest snake that ever existed. To put that in perspective, it was longer than a school bus and heavier than a bison. It would have hunted large crocodiles and giant turtles, constricting them with immense force in the murky swamp waters. The discovery of Titanoboa completely changed our understanding of what was possible for snakes and the ecosystems that existed after the dinosaurs. Let's return to the water, to the Silurian period, for a true sea monster, Echolopterus. This wasn't a fish or a reptile, but a sea scorpion. And when I say scorpion, I mean a colossal one. Reaching up to 8 feet long, it was the largest arthropod, the group that includes insects, spiders, and crustaceans, to ever live. It had powerful claws to grab prey and a segmented tail, possibly ending in a stinger. It patrolled the shallow seas and estuaries of its time, an invertebrate nightmare that dwarfed most other creatures. Imagine snorkeling and seeing a scorpion the size of a crocodile swimming towards you. It's a terrifying thought, but for the creatures of the Silurian, it was a reality. Back on land, in the Miocene of South America, we find another bizarre giant. Meet Phobromes pattersoni, the largest rodent that ever lived. Don't picture a regular rat though. Picture a rodent the size of a bull, weighing around 1,500 pounds. It looked something like a giant capybara and lived near rivers, grazing on aquatic plants. While it was a herbivore, the sheer size of this creature is what makes it so incredible. Its enormous incisors, constantly growing like any rodents, would have been formidable. A single bite could have done serious damage. It is a stark reminder that even the most familiar animal groups have produced giants in the past. Now for perhaps the weirdest creature on our list from the Cambrian explosion over 500 million years ago, Hallucigenia. When first discovered, this tiny worm-like animal was so strange that scientists couldn't figure out which way was up. It had spines on what was thought to be its back and legs on what was thought to be its top. For years, it was reconstructed walking on its spines. We now know those were for defense, and the legs were indeed legs. But it still looks like something from another planet, a spiky, multi-legged worm from the dawn of animal life. It proves that early evolution was a period of wild experimentation, producing body plans that are almost unimaginable today. Let's stick with the invertebrates and jump to the Carboniferous period. This was a time of lush, oxygen-rich forests, which allowed insects and other arthropods to grow to enormous sizes. The king of these giant creepy crawlies was Arthropleura. This was a millipede, but not like any you'd find in your garden. Arthropleura could grow up to 8.5 feet long, making it the largest land invertebrate of all time. It scurried across the forest floor, a giant armored train of a creature. While it was likely a herbivore, imagine encountering an 8-foot-long millipede on a hike. It's the stuff of nightmares, and it was a real part of Earth's ancient world. We can't talk about prehistoric sea monsters without mentioning the king of the Cretaceous seas, a contemporary of the dinosaurs, Mosasaurus. Popularized by modern cinema, the real animal was just as terrifying. These were giant marine lizards, not dinosaurs, that could reach lengths of over 50 feet. They were the apex predators of their time, with a double-hinged jaw and a second set of teeth on the roof of their mouth to ensure prey couldn't escape. They ate anything they wanted, from giant fish and sharks to other marine reptiles. Mosasaurus was a true sea dragon, ruling the oceans while dinosaurs ruled the land. Finally, we have a monster that is more myth than confirmed science, but its story is too good to ignore: the Triassic Kraken. Paleontologist Mark McMenamin proposed a wild theory. He found a strange arrangement of ichthyosaur vertebrae, large marine reptiles from the Triassic period. The bones were arranged in a deliberate, almost artistic pattern. His hypothesis? A colossal, intelligent octopus-like creature, a real-life kraken, had killed these ichthyosaurs and arranged their bones in its lair, perhaps as a form of self-portrait. While there's no direct fossil evidence of this kraken, the idea of a giant, ancient cephalopod intelligent enough to create art from its victims' bones is one of the most chilling concepts in all of paleontology. From armored fish with bone-slicing jaws to giant bull-sized rodents and sea scorpions as long as a car, the history of life on Earth is filled with creatures that challenge our imagination. Dinosaurs were incredible, but they were far from the only monsters to roam our planet. The fossil record is a library of horror stories, each one stranger and more fantastic than the last. It reminds us that for hundreds of millions of years, Earth was a place of true giants and unimaginable beasts. Thanks for joining us on this journey through deep time. If you were as amazed and terrified as I was, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more adventures into the unknown, and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments which of these prehistoric nightmares you think was the scariest. Until next time, keep exploring.